Dr. Doom was about as far away from being the real God as I am back here. In Marvel terms, the Beyonder has omnipotence, but not omniscience. Let's take the false gods in scripture. Pharaoh, Nebuchadnezzar, even Lucifer thinks he's powerful, but he only got as much power as you give him. Because think about it. Those scriptures that I mentioned at first, Isaiah 45 and 5, and 2 Corinthians 11 and 14, even in Exodus, look at it as counterfeit divinity. Let me take this divinity, let me rub a mark about that. Nope, this fake. Take that back. Here's why holiness matters. God's power flows from his character. Beyond his power flows from ego. Not even close. Here's a thing to remember. God is powerful because he's holy. The Beyonder is dangerous because he isn't. Think about it like this. Look at fame culture, or maybe somebody like Beyonce or Ariana Grande, or people follow them and they worship them. Hey, look, I'm not going into all that other stuff. I'm just sticking to comics. So what happens when a false god creates a world? You get Battleworld. But this is basically creation gone wrong. Battleworld may look epic, but it's cursed before anyone even throws a punch. It's built wrong. It has no foundation. So, how is it made? I mentioned this earlier, but let me get into a little bit more detail. It's made of planet fragments. It's got artificial gravity. It's got no ecological balance. Think of it as a forced reality. Deserts next to jungles, no natural borders. Everything exists to create conflict. It's basically conflict by design. Now, let's talk about the real God's pattern. Separation, order, naming, purpose. Just look at Genesis 1 and 2 through 31 and Psalms 24 and 1. Order brings life. Now, here's the Beyonder's anti-creation. No rest, no stewardship, no peace. Chaos produces violence. So you gotta think about your hustle culture. Everybody's moving and wanting everything so fast. Nobody hardly has any patience for anything anymore. And now you have a burnout society. You got systems built on conflict. And so you think of Battleworld. That's a world that's unsustainable. God tests our faith. The Beyonder tests loyalty by using violence. The villains accept the Beyonder's offer immediately. The heroes hesitate, and some rationalize. So then, now you're starting to have what's called a fracture of morals. When you're faced with a tough situation, sometimes what we do is we start to break down. We start to lose a grip on the things that we believe in. And that's what I mean when I say moral fracture. So now back to the temptation side of things. James 1 and 13. Matthew 4, where Jesus was tempted. Matthew 8 and 36. There's a cost to shortcuts. A lot of people say, do whatever it takes. Secure the bag. That's us living in a moral compromising culture. That's not a blessing. Because sometimes people secure the bag in the wrong ways. Think about it. One hero refused completely. And who was that? Not this Cap. We're not talking about him yet. But we're talking about Steve Rogers.